Archangel Michael says, a hidden enemy is celebrating your downfall. This is not over yet. Beloved soul of the eternal flame, you who were chosen before the winds knew their direction and the stars sang their first note. I, Archangel Michael, guardian of light, sword-bearer of heaven's truth, speak now through the veil, not as a whisper, but as a trumpet. The heavens have watched in silence. But silence is not absence. The throne has heard your groaning in the secret places. Your tears spilled like sacred oil upon your pillow, each one weighed and counted in scrolls not written by man. And now, I break the silence. I am sent to awaken you. A shadow sits in your midst. It smiles with familiar warmth. But behind it, the grin of betrayal. The hands that once held you have clapped for your fall. Yes, the one who toasted to your success now dances in the dark, celebrating the illusion of your defeat. But listen, this is not the end. Heaven does not call a storm unless a cleansing must begin. What looks like a loss is a disguised lifting. You have been cast down in the eyes of men. But your fall was not a punishment. It was a strategy. Your steps were rerouted through shadow, so your roots could deepen where no eye could see. And the enemy, oh, the enemy thought the silence meant surrender. They watched you stumble, and they laughed. They watched doors close, and they whispered curses, saying, see, the light has left them. Their favor has expired. But I say this to you now, the anointing has not left. It has only gone underground. What grows in secret will rise in glory. There are names written in light. Yours is among them. You are not forgotten, and you are not finished. The mockery of the hidden enemy will become their own undoing. Because what they failed to understand is that heaven does not rush. Heaven prepares, and heaven remembers. I saw what they did behind the curtain. I watched the hand that smiled to your face and poisoned your path. They delayed your blessing, but they cannot deny your destiny. There is a ledger in the courts of God. It has been opened, and your name is written with fire. Every injustice is recorded. Every betrayal will be answered. And you, chosen vessel, you must not break under this pressure. I know your knees are weak from standing. I know the nights feel unending. But you are closer than you've ever been. What you feel now is not abandonment. It is birth. You are in the groaning hour. The moment before the veil rips and the light returns. They think it is over. They have laughed too soon. Because I, Archangel Michael, I have been sent to war on your behalf. To sever every soul time masked in friendship. To expose the wickedness that hid behind holy words. To drag deception into the light and shatter every false altar built in your name. Yes, even now, I stand at the border of your breakthrough. Sword drawn, eyes like lightning, with an army behind me awaiting one word from the throne. Go. You thought you lost, but you were being positioned. You thought you were abandoned, but you were being consecrated. There is no crown without crushing. There is no throne without thorns. And there is no resurrection without a death. But child of fire, hear me well. You are not buried. You are planted. And what comes next will silence every enemy that ever mocked your name. Now listen closely, for the Spirit speaks through the flames of battle, and in the tension between what is seen and what is promised. Your soul stands as the deciding witness. Do not be deceived by the silence of God, for heaven's silence is not stillness. It is the sound of divine strategy unfolding, of angels moving in secrecy, of scrolls being unsealed and judgments being weighed. They think your downfall is permanent, because they cannot see what is being built in the invisible. The ones who smiled as your name was torn, the ones who shared your bread and then sharpened the dagger. They believe they have succeeded. They are feasting on false victory, dancing around what they think is your grave. But they do not know the laws of heaven. They do not understand the vengeance of the righteous judge. Every curse they released is circling back. Every trap they laid is now a snare for their own feet. Child of truth, there are documents in the spirit realm, evidence presented before the throne, notarized with your pain, sealed with your obedience. You did not fight back. You did not retaliate. You chose silence, not out of weakness, but because you heard me say, I will fight for you. And now, that silence is turning into thunder. I am drawing a sword through the lines of false alliances. I am burning contracts that were signed with deceit. I am pulling back the curtain on every secret meeting where your name was disgraced. I will expose it all. Yes, the exposure is coming, not to shame you, but to vindicate you. For the one who touched your destiny with defiled hands, touched fire. They cannot understand why their plans are crumbling, why their name is suddenly burdened with strange misfortunes. It is because heaven has declared a reversal. Your tears were not ignored. They were gathered. They were offerings. Each drop cried in silence has been turned into a sword in my hand. And now, I will cut through the veil of delay. I will unravel the false words spoken over your life. You will begin to see what was hidden. The enemy was never just a person. It was a spirit using their smile, their voice, their presence. This is spiritual war. But I am not afraid of darkness. I command the light. And now the light is coming for them. The light that reveals. The light that judges. The light that heals what they tried to destroy. And you, precious vessel of the Most High, you must not lower your sword of faith. Hold it. Even with shaking hands, hold it. Because you are not abandoned in this hour. You are surrounded. Surrounded by hosts of heaven who watch over your promise. By elders in glory who intercede with groanings that shake time itself. By angels assigned to every chapter of your calling. They are not idle. They are watching over the words spoken over you. And I, Michael, am commanding them with authority. For this next hour will not look like the last. You are shifting dimensions. You are stepping into a realm where those who laughed will cover their mouths. Where those who cursed will weep for mercy. And where you, yes, you, will rise with flames in your eyes and oil on your voice. You have wondered why you were isolated, why the crowd thinned, why the hands you trusted pulled away. It was not rejection. It was refinement. I was pulling you apart so you would not be touched by contaminated hands. I was pruning you so that when the fruit comes, no thief will eat it before you. And the fruit is coming. This is your Joseph hour. They threw you in a pit, but they did not know it was part of your preparation for the palace. This is your Esther moment. You were hidden behind veils, but now the king is stretching out his scepter. And yes, this is your Lazarus chapter. They wrapped you in grave clothes and declared it was finished. But the voice of the king is louder than the silence of the tomb. Come forth. Yes, hear that now, beloved. Come forth. Come forth from delay. Come forth from false guilt. Come forth from shame that does not belong to you. This battle is not about what you lost. It's about what's about to be restored. And the one who celebrated your downfall will watch as heaven prepares a table before you. Not just any table, but one drenched in light, covered in scrolls, laden with promises that cannot be stolen. They will see it, and they will know. This is not over. Let this echo in your soul, like a bell tolling from the high places of heaven. The story is not over. The author has not placed his pen down. The page you are on, filled with ashes, filled with silence, filled with the echo of betrayal and the ache of being misunderstood, is not the final chapter. It is merely the turn before the glory. And I, Archangel Michael, sent not just as a messenger, but as your shield, declare now in the Spirit. There is a turning, a divine pivot, invisible to man, but unmistakable to the watchers, to the angels standing in formation at the edge of your miracle. The hidden enemy thought they had seen your final cry. They mistook your stillness for surrender. They rejoiced in your seeming decline, tasting triumph they did not earn, feasting on the falsehood that your purpose was void. But heaven is never deceived. They have celebrated too soon, because what they did not see, what they could not see, is what was happening beneath the pressure. For beneath every crushing, there is oil, and from every wound, there is wisdom. What was intended to end you has only ignited the fire within you. You are not dying. You are transforming. Let this be known in the heavenly realms. You have been marked for resurrection, marked not by man, not by bloodline, not by title, but by the hand of God himself. Yes, you are one of the marked. Marked to carry light where others only carried influence. Marked to speak truth where others traded in comfort. Marked to rebuild altars in places where religion left ruins. And so your journey has not been easy. The enemy did not attack you randomly. They saw your star rising. They saw your mantle forming in the womb of warfare. And they came early to stop what they feared. But they were too late. Even as they rejoiced, even as they toasted to your downfall, heaven was writing the next instruction. Restore. I heard it. A divine decree has gone forth. Restore. Multiply. Vindicate. Elevate. And what follows now is not revenge. It is divine recompense. The hidden ones, the quiet faithful, the wounded warriors who didn't curse God when they were cut, they are being raised. You are one of them. You didn't break. You didn't sell your soul to escape the fire. You stayed when it hurt. You praised when it was quiet. You obeyed when it cost you. And now the scrolls are being opened. Your name has risen in remembrance. The king has stood. The judge has spoken. And I have been dispatched, not to comfort alone, but to execute. Every demonic structure built on your pain is being torn down. Every altar raised to stop your destiny is being smashed. Every incantation, word curse, and whisper campaign, I break it now in the authority of the Ancient of Days. The enemy has trespassed. They touched a consecrated one, and for that, there is divine recompense. Not by your hand, but by mine. So hear me, child of purpose. Do not chase their apologies. Do not seek their validation. Do not waste your oil trying to explain your anointing to those who mocked it. They will see. Because heaven is preparing a stage not for your ego, but for your vindication. The same mouths that mocked you will speak your name with trembling, not because of who you are, but because of who walks with you. I have seen the journals you wept into, the prayers prayed from beneath blankets soaked in tears. You wondered if God heard. You wondered if he would act. And now you will see. The one who sits enthroned above the circle of the earth has commanded justice. There is a shift coming so swift that those who opposed you will call it unfair. But they do not know what it cost you to keep your hands clean. They do not know what you buried to stay righteous. But God knows. I know. And so, with the authority of the host of heaven, I declare, the gate is opening. Your release is at hand. Not just from people, but from systems, from cycles, from every counterfeit comfort that was only sent to distract you from divine fire. There is a mantle descending. It will not fit your old surroundings. It will not be welcome in places where betrayal once thrived. But it was always yours, crafted in glory, lined with light, weighty with purpose. And as you wear it, the atmosphere around you will shift. Enemies will scatter without confrontation. Opportunities will arrive that were once blocked. Voices will rise in your defense who once were silent. Because when God says it is time, no demon can delay what he's written. And I tell you again, this is not over. It has just begun. Hear me now, as heaven's trumpet continues to sound across the valley of dry hope. Let every weary soul awaken. Let every bruised heart sit upright. For the hand of the Almighty is stretching forth once more. You, child of consecration, you who walked through fire without cursing the flame, you who wore silence like armor, and held back the storm inside your chest while storms outside raged. You are the one he calls by name. And I, Michael, Prince of the armies of light, have not come to bring soft comfort. I have come to bring divine announcement. The hour has struck. The books of remembrance are opened. The incense of your endurance has filled the chambers of the throne. And now, heaven has moved. There is no turning back now. What was permitted to break you was secretly ordered to build you. The betrayal they plotted in shadows, it only unlocked your inner fire. The mockery they spoke behind curtains, it triggered the heavens to record every word. Yes, every whisper has been caught. Every look, every lie, every false alliance. Written, weighed, judged. You don't know how close you were to losing yourself in despair. But even then, The Father marked your soul with an invisible flame. It said, "Mine," and that word alone has preserved you through what should have ended you. While others laughed at your pain, heaven was preserving your purpose. While others sowed confusion around your name, heaven was sowing acceleration beneath your feet. And now, the enemy who cheered your downfall will be made to watch your rising. But listen, child of light, there is a cost to this kind of rising. It is not just breakthrough. It is becoming. And becoming means leaving. You must leave the echo of their words behind. You must leave the need to prove them wrong. You must leave the hope that they will one day see your worth. Because their celebration of your downfall was never about you. It was about what you carry. The anointing unsettles the unrepentant. The favor you were born with exposed their false intentions. They could not handle your rising light, so they tried to dim it through dishonor. But it is written, "What God has blessed, no one can curse." And so I say this now, not with human emotion, but with divine force. Your time has come. Do not return to the old ruins. Do not water what God has burned. Do not speak where the Spirit has gone silent. This next elevation will require clean hands and forward focus. For what is coming is too weighty to be carried with divided heart. The crown is descending. It is not the crown of applause. It is the crown of divine responsibility. And only those who have died to ego, to bitterness, to vengeance, can wear it rightly. You have passed through the fire. Now you must rise in flame. Let those who laughed watch and tremble. Let those who cursed now remain silent. For your life is no longer in their narrative. It is in heaven's decree. And that decree is final. I see the scroll. It bears your name. It is sealed not with wax, but with glory. It says, "The time of hiddenness has ended. The vault is open. The prepared is being released. The faithful is being rewarded. So arise, beloved. Stand tall in the authority that has always been yours. Even if your voice shakes, speak. Even if your knees tremble, walk. Even if your past screams shame, keep moving. Because the oil is flowing again. The river is parting again. And the path you thought was closed will now open with such force that it will feel like wind is carrying you. This is divine momentum. No man can generate it. No title can replace it. No platform can mimic it. It is yours. Because you stayed when others left. You bowed when others bragged. You served while bleeding. You gave when empty. And now the tables turn. Heaven does not forget. I am setting fire to every false prophecy spoken over you. I am crushing every demonic interference. I am clearing every spiritual obstruction. Because your destiny has been re-announced in the heavens. And when heaven speaks, all else must be silent. They celebrated your end. But what they witnessed was only your cocoon. They thought they buried you. But you were becoming unrecognizable in glory. So prepare, not for battle, but for breakthrough. Not for striving, but for strategy. You won't fight this one. You'll just walk through the doors that open themselves. And they will see. They will all see. This is not over. Now behold what many have long awaited. What the Ancient Ones saw in visions. What the angels whispered about as they watched your walk. This is the moment where time begins to obey your calling. Yes, you heard me right. Time is bending in your favor. Delay is breaking under the weight of divine timing. For what once took years will now take moments. Not by might, not by manipulation, but by mandate. Because when heaven writes, it is not ink that seals the decree. It is fire. And your name has been declared in fire. I speak now to the parts of you that were bruised by disbelief, to the hope that grew tired of waiting, to the strength that wore out in the hallway. Listen, heaven is restoring you beyond recognition, not to who you were before the betrayal, but to who you were always meant to be, untouched by fear, unmoved by praise, unshakable in light. The hidden enemy thought they were silencing your destiny, but they only amplified it. Because betrayal doesn't bury the chosen. It reveals them. What they celebrated was not your ending. It was your unveiling. You are emerging with a new sound. A sound the earth has not heard from you before. It is the sound of one who's been pressed but not crushed, mocked but never moved, hidden but never forgotten. And this sound, it will awaken others. It will break chains you never saw on others. Because you know what it is to war in silence and to win in surrender. You are not just rising for yourself. You are rising as a standard, a signal in the spirit realm that says, this is what God can do with the forgotten. Let every throne of pride fall now. Let every altar of manipulation be torn down. Let every name that tried to exalt itself above your calling be humbled. This is divine reversal. Those who were ahead of you through shortcuts, who ascended by slandering your name, who built favor on falsehood, they will now watch as you are accelerated by righteousness. They chose the stage. You chose the secret place. And now, the secret place is being rewarded openly. This is the season where God Himself prepares your table, not in quiet, not in secret, but in the presence of your enemies. And He will not rush it. He will not hide it. He will make them watch, because they need to see who holds your oil. They need to see that what they tried to destroy was divine. Let this be declared. You were never out of favor. You were out of view. Because when God works in you deeply, He first hides you thoroughly. But now the curtain is lifting. Now the veil is tearing. And your voice is about to carry farther than you ever imagined. Yes, your voice. The one they tried to drown in slander. The one they tried to silence with shame. The one they said didn't matter. That voice has been anointed. That voice has survived the valley. And that voice is now weaponized with glory. Speak, child of fire. Sing, even if your voice trembles. Move, even if your past tries to hold you back. Because the authority you carry now is not borrowed. It is branded. It is written in the scars no one sees, in the prayers no one heard, in the choices no one understood. This is not man-made favor. This is divine elevation. And as you rise, the Father will give you new vision. He will show you what was always yours. Territories of influence, wells of wisdom, dimensions of peace. You are not just coming out of the storm. You are walking out of the old you, the one who second-guessed, the one who needed confirmation from broken voices, the one who begged God to explain why the betrayal hurt so deep. That version of you is gone. What remains is resurrected, tried by fire, taught by silence, trusted by heaven. And I, Michael, I stand by this word. You are not going back. You are not shrinking. You are not alone. The enemy celebrated prematurely. They did not see who was rising in the ashes. They will not understand how you were preserved. They will not believe the doors that opened before you. But you will walk through them with peace. Because the war inside of you has already been won. There is nothing left to prove. Only glory to reveal. And now, let the final trumpet of this word resound. Let it shake the walls of delay. Let it break the ceilings men placed above your head. Let it ignite every sleeping ember within you. For the season of unveiling is not coming. It has begun. You who were misread. You who were cast aside. You who were falsely labeled by those with no authority to name you. You are heaven's response. The tears you shed in silence are returning as rivers of power. The rejection you endured in faith is returning as restoration beyond reason. The voice they tried to mute is returning as a roar. Yes, a roar. For the Lion of Judah walks beside you now. And when lions walk, they do not explain their presence. They shift the atmosphere. You no longer need to knock on doors. They will open of their own accord. Because the King who sent you is now standing behind you. His shadow will fall before you enter. His name will be heard before yours is ever spoken. And the hidden enemy, who once celebrated in secret, they will feel the tremble of this new glory. They will not understand how you survived, how you're still rising with no bitterness in your spirit. But they will know. They did not break you. They refined you. Let this be carved into eternity's scroll. Their betrayal built the platform for your awakening. Their mockery gave voice to your mantle. Their silence sharpened your discernment. You have outgrown their schemes. You have outrun their snares. You have outlasted their weapons. Because the oil on your life was not given by them. It was pressed from you. You bled for this anointing. You fasted for this wisdom. You wept your way into this clarity. And now you will reign in peace. Not in pride, not in vengeance, but in the stillness that only comes from being fully known by God. I, Michael, guardian of what is sacred, stand witness to what has been done in secret. You passed the tests man never saw. You overcame what would have crushed lesser hearts. And you did not sell your soul to avoid the pain. So now heaven honors you, not with noise, but with weight. There is a weight on your life now, a gravity to your presence, an authority in your words. Because you do not speak from theory. You speak from the grave you walked out of. This next season will not require announcements. Your life will speak. The shift will be felt. And those who counted you out will not be able to comprehend how quickly you rise. But you will not rise alone. For in your rising, others will awaken. Your fire will light dormant callings. Your breakthrough will shatter generational ceilings. Your healing will heal others. Because you've been trusted with pain, you've now been trusted with power. And this power, it is not loud. It is not boastful. It walks with mercy. It covers instead of exposes. It blesses instead of retaliates. Because that is who you are now. Your anointing has been washed in tears, tested in silence, and confirmed by fire. Let the hidden enemy watch, not as you boast, but as you bloom. Let them witness heaven's justice, not as punishment, but as proof that no weapon forged in secret can outlast what God has ordained. And you, beloved, rest now. Rest in the assurance that you never fell. You were planted, and the roots have taken. The tree has matured. The fruit is ready. What they called an ending was merely the deep breath before the trumpet. And now, the trumpet has sounded. The scrolls have closed. The war has been won. This is not over. This is resurrection.